After weeks of wrangling, it's now certain that there will be no political debates between the island's two main political parties. The Jamaica Debates Commission had made it clear that the last window of opportunity for the verbal showdown would have been between Thursday, February 19 and Sunday, February 21. Despite mediation to get both parties to reach a compromise, there has been no meeting of the minds. The governing People's National Party, PNP, communicated its decision to the Jamaica Debates Commission, JDC, on Wednesday night. The letter sent by PNP Secretary General Paul Burke says the PNP, quote, will not be able to participate in the debates at any level whatsoever, end quote. The party gives as its rationale the fact that they find JLP leader Andrew Holness's answers to integrity questions they've raised regarding the construction of his house lacking, unsatisfactory and not credible, as well as his refusal to apologize to the PNP president for comments regarded as defamatory. They further give, as part of their reasons for declining to debate the opposition, the refusal of Mr. Holness to retract statements they regard as dangerous, which were made in Sam Sharp Square, St. James on Sunday, February 7. Vice Chairman of the Debates Commission, Brian Schmidt, says the decision by the PNP is disappointing.
Two things have become apparent which will help guide the way going forward. One, the JDC will be reviewing its mandate, guidelines and rules, which will allow it to be more flexible should we ever be faced with a situation of this nature ever again. Also, what has come out of this is that the demand for the debate has proven to be tremendous. The feedback that all media have been getting is that people are exceedingly disappointed.
Mr. Schmidt says the Debates Commission will be reviewing its mandate in light of the unforeseen stalemate.
Two things have become apparent which will help guide the way going forward. One, the JDC will be reviewing its mandate, guidelines and rules, which will allow it to be more flexible should we ever be faced with a situation of this nature ever again. Also, what has come out of this is that the demand for the debate has proven to be tremendous. The feedback that all media have been getting is that people are exceedingly disappointed.
And when our newsroom contacted PNP General Secretary Paul Burke, he said there was nothing left to say on the debates issue.
We're putting something in place that I'm not going to discuss anything more about the debate. Nothing more about the debate. I am not going to go back to the debate argument. That is a dead argument. All right?
On Thursday morning, the PNP sent a statement to the media which disclosed that its plans being implemented to replace the cancelled political debates include a 90-minute news and current affairs session with journalists from the RGR newsroom. The session will focus on election issues and will see a PNP contingent led by Party President Porter Simpson Miller facing questions from RGR journalists before February 22. In a statement to the media on Tuesday afternoon, Mr. Burke said the PNP's agreement to the RGR invitation demonstrates that those who say the party or its leader fears debates are voicing their own wishful but malicious and illogical thinking. Meanwhile, the opposition Jamaica Labour Party says it too has moved on from the political debates and are utilizing other media to get their message across to the electorate.
The PNP has failed. That's done. It's a done deal now. We are not going to accept any substitute except for national debate. Run along the lines the Debates Commission have said. So that's settled now. We'll move on to find out other mechanisms to engage the voters and ensure that our message gets out there. So I want the content in our message, that once they hear it and understand it, we'll get the votes. We had a press conference to launch the manifesto. We have a bus tour now, and we're looking at other means of getting it across. In addition to the various media outlets now available from social media to electronic to print and so forth.
And as the race for Gordon House winds down, the opposition Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, provided more details on its policies should it form the next government at its manifesto launch on Thursday. The JLP used the opportunity to shed more light on its 10-point plan for economic growth and job creation.
I just want to clarify that the 10-point plan presented so far is our 10-point plan to economic growth and job creation. We have other plans which will be released in the days coming. But the one that I believe that has caught everyone's attention, and I think just one word or two, 1.5.
Jamaica Labour Party leader Andrew Holness touting the party's 10-point plan, which he says will steer Jamaica to economic prosperity and job creation. The JLP leader provided more details on the party's policies at the launch of its manifesto on Thursday at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. According to Mr. Holness, the party's policies are bankable, credible, practical, and realistic. The JLP leader again gave the assurance that a JLP government would abolish PAYE tax for Jamaicans who earn an annual basic salary of $1.5 million or less. Mr. Holness says his government is committed to financial empowerment for hard-working Jamaicans.
Between the salary bands of $592,000, which we just round up to 600 there, 118,000 persons basically pay $12.26 billion in taxes. So this figure that I'm hearing of 32 billion, rubbish, nonsense. And they haven't presented their facts. Our proposal is one that will grow the Jamaican economy. Can you imagine someone who is earning 1.5 million or less? They are in the market for a home. They want to be able to have a mortgage. But with the present tax system, they are just not there yet.
Mr. Holness argues that the removal of a personal income tax for PAYE workers would enable more citizens to invest in a home, improve their education, and to better provide for their families.
The figures at the NHT tell you that there is a strong demand for approximately 20,000 housing units per year. But right now, they are not doing that. They're probably doing less than half of that right now. The problem is that there is no effective demand for housing. People, though they would want to buy the house, they simply can't afford to buy the house. Our plan will put back in your pockets as much as $18,000 per month. That will move a significant number of persons into the effective demand for housing. This means that they can now literally afford a mortgage.
The JLP is also proposing to create a Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, which will be supported by the Ministry of Finance. Shadow spokesman on finance, Audley Shaw, says that ministry will be able to deliver 250,000 jobs over the next 5 years.
We intend, through that ministry, supported by the Ministry of Finance, to bring Jamaica to full employment within 5 to 7 years. We are going to create 250,000 high-quality, sustainable jobs for this economy. It will be in business process outsourcing, tourism, manufacturing must return to pride of place in Jamaica, agriculture, agro-processing as well, and we wish to redirect money from the National Housing Trust. This government has raided the Housing Trust by $45.6 billion in 4 years. While the country languishes for housing, 35% of the population are squatting on lands in this country. And we seize $45 billion to prop up the budget and say that we have passed the IMF tests.
Also included in the JLP's plan is greater focus on the country's water infrastructure, a reform of the National Housing Trust (NHT), and to establish a council of investment ambassadors who will seek investment opportunities for Jamaica from all over the world.
We ask you to vote for this plan. And after you vote for this plan, you keep us accountable to the plan. And that will mean our victory. Our victory. Your voice, your vote, your victory. This is the Partnership for Prosperity.
And the JLP campaign director Mike Henry says the party will win at least 35 of the 63 seats in Parliament. Mr. Henry, who is also the JLP's Member of Parliament for Central Clarendon, also criticized the PNP leader and Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller for shying away from the national political debates.
So she's still running away now from running from a debate on issues, which is what this campaign was about, which is what the campaign for the people of Jamaica is about. And I therefore would ask Portia to come out of hiding and seem to come and face our leader in a debate anywhere, anytime on Jamaica and the future of Jamaica. The PNP keep pushing out numbers. They keep pushing out issues that they say they are achieved, not issues so much as seats. Well, I'm here to tell you and the public that you can put 35 down as the earmark as the campaign director for the Jamaica Labour Party. That's counted and in the bag.
Meanwhile, the ruling People's National Party, PNP, is confident their performance in office over the last 4 years is adequate proof that they are the creditable party to manage the country's affairs. PNP campaign director Dr. Peter Phillips says they are the better managers of the economy.
Decision Day in Jamaica is fast approaching. In just 1 week, Jamaicans will go to the polls to select the team they believe should govern the country's affairs over the next 5 years. The ruling People's National Party, PNP, is exuding confidence ahead of the February 25 polls. The party is satisfied that their track record over the last 4 years has demonstrated their commitment to improving Jamaica. Finance Minister and PNP campaign director Dr. Peter Phillips says the Portia Simpson-Miller government rescued the economy from bankruptcy and has restored Jamaica's credibility on the international stage. Dr. Phillips presented those arguments at the launch of the party's manifesto on Tuesday.
In addition, we have broadened the tax base, lowered tax rates, both GCT and corporate income tax, and instituted equity and fairness in the tax system, which has resulted in increased compliance and a much improved and more efficient system of tax collection and administration. The threshold for personal income tax that is the tax-free portion of everyone's salary, has been increased 3 times in the last 4 years.
The PNP manifesto outlines 21 steps it says will lead Jamaica to continued progress and ultimately a first world nation status. The document outlines the PNP's plans to eliminate the shift system in schools by 2018 to 2019, a pledge to implement social programs to help the most vulnerable, energy diversification, and greater tax reform, among other things. The PNP is promising the Jamaican electorate that if they are re-elected to power, the party will raise the income tax threshold, lower the rate for personal income tax and GCT, and reduce customs duties on consumer goods.
I have every confidence that on the 25th of February, the Jamaican people will vote for this administration to build on the foundations that have been laid at great sacrifice for continued progress and development.
The PNP campaign director is also encouraging Jamaicans to read the party's roadmap, which he says details the journey to sustained economic growth.
And I want to urge everyone to take the opportunity to read it, imbibe it, digest it, and to log on to its precepts.
And Dr. Phillips also spoke on the PNP's plans for education.
In the next term, we will, among other things, eliminate the shift system once and for all from our educational system. We will expand the school feeding program to support regular attendance by all our children at school. In addition, as I had announced in last year's budget presentation, the interest rates on student loans will be reduced for students at the tertiary level. And that will be with effect from April 1st this year.
Addressing the issue of corruption, Dr. Phillips argues that the PNP team is committed to transparency and stamping out corruption.
We will establish a single anti-corruption agency to enable the more effective and efficient fight against corruption in Jamaica, building upon the achievements thus far, which has seen an improvement in Jamaica's standing on the Corruption Perception Index of Transparency International. In respect of our covenant with the people, we are committed to the following principles: fiscal consolidation, continuing the work to balance the books while balancing people's lives. We are committed to price stability and the maintenance of low inflation. We are committed to providing and expanding the social safety net, protecting the most vulnerable in society.
I'm Leslie Sherwood for CEEN Caribbean News.
And as the PNP makes its case for a second term in office, PNP leader and Prime Minister Portia Simsimila says Jamaicans are more hopeful. She believes Jamaicans are ready to reap the sacrifices they have made under the economic reform program.
As I travel across Jamaica, I am getting the feeling that the people of Jamaica understand that things are getting better. We are on course for the most fundamental positive transformation of our economy and society. The people of Jamaica are determined that after the sacrifices that they have made, they will not miss out on the transformation that has started and will be accelerated over the next 5 years. There's a progressively lower debt stock while we're meeting all our national and international obligations. There's steady and continuous improvement in Jamaica's credit rating, the lowest inflation in nearly 50 years.
Mrs. Simsimila adds that under her management, the tourism sector has seen record achievements. She says the agriculture sector is also expanding.
We're witnessing record levels of investments in tourism. There's a most far-reaching expansion in Jamaica's physical and economic infrastructure in the nation's history. There's steady and encouraging growth in job creation and business startups. Agriculture is expanding. Marked improvements in business processing and other areas have made Jamaica the best place in the Caribbean to do business. Jamaica's economic turnaround is a result of deliberate policy action by this People's National Party government.